Hey folks, this is Best in Slot with some really exciting brand new set images for Jurassic World Rebirth. I'm going to warn you right now that I'm not going to say plot spoilers because on its own it maybe doesn't mean that much, but given a lot of other things we know, there's some possible plot spoilers ahead in this video. We'll have to wait and see. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. So we've got a little collage here at the start. We're going to focus on just one of these images for now, but there's two exciting ones. But the first one is this, the New York City Animal Control and Rescue. Now this was established all the way back in 1993, which I think is maybe just a nostalgic nod, because obviously initially Animal Control was just about wrangling up raccoons, as you can see on the image. But 1993 is of course also the release date of the original Jurassic Park, so you could suggest that in the wake of the Isla Nublar incident they heard about it and thought, you know what guys, just in case, let's throw a dinosaur onto our logo, let's throw a pteranodon onto our logo, and we'll be set. And of course now in this post-Dominion world, it's kind of accepted that dinosaurs are all over the world, so we're going to see a lot of different companies and organizations now folding dinosaurs into the, well, fold. But the really interesting image is this one right here. So I don't know who Miguel is, but we can see here a group of people in biohazard suits. They've got tanks on their backs, they've got hoses. We're actually going to see a video of this in just a second, but this is really exciting because it looks like they're spraying things down with disinfectant. So whilst I talk about this, I'm going to play this video from What's Up Scarlet over on Twitter. I don't know if they originally took it, but they posted it. So whilst that happens, let's talk about this a little bit. You're going to see a little bit of Scarlett Johansson wandering around the city looking very in control, leadership role, boss. The exciting thing about this is because we know the plot synopsis of Jurassic World Rebirth is about saving humanity with the DNA from all these large dinosaurs, right? That's their initial goal, and the pharmaceutical companies are getting involved. And there's been a suggestion, and from myself included, when that plot synopsis came out, that maybe that disease, that maybe the thing they're trying to protect people from is the DX disease from the Lost World Jurassic Park. Now a lot of people will mistakenly call that a virus. It's not, it's called a prion disease. And a prion disease is basically a disease wherein your proteins fold incorrectly, and that eventually causes brain damage and a gajillion other problems. They're not a very nice thing. We had a huge problem with it here in the UK about 20 years ago, where foot and mouth disease, which is a prion disease, was humongously widespread along the cattle population in our country. But in the Lost World, they hypothesized that all the dinosaurs were prone to this prion disease because they were being fed like baby goats and goat milk and stuff like that, and that basically that was going to wipe out. To me, it was a bit, Crichton didn't really want to write the Lost World Jurassic Park, so for me that was him saying, right, I'm gonna do it, but all the dinosaurs are going to die. You know, right, I'm gonna DX disease it up and it's over after this. They're all dead, we can't come back from this. And of course that's not really how things happened, but I think it was his out for the series in a way. Either way, it's an established part of the canon. We know that this film is trying to call back to the older films at least a little bit. You know, it's trying to, it feels like it's going to pull from the Lost World Jurassic Park in particular quite a lot based on some things we've seen. So the reintroduction of the DX disease, it may be renamed, we don't know, would make a lot of sense. And this kind of mass spraying disinfectant like this is something we saw a lot of during Foot and Mouth. So this image to me may not seem like a big deal, but I think it gives us a really strong hint as to the plot direction of Jurassic World Rebirth, in that we have this widespread disease, and somehow there is something in the DNA of the larger dinosaurs that can be synthesized by a pharmaceutical company and used to stop the spread of this disease. That's what I'm guessing. Now there's going to be more nefarious stuff going on. We know there's some deep dark secret taking place probably in the old InGen labs, but I think that's going to be the central premise of Jurassic World Rebirth basically. And I wouldn't be surprised after seeing this if it is indeed the DX disease. So may not initially seem that big, but pretty exciting stuff. What do you think? Let me know down below. Now we do have a few other images to check out. These aren't as exciting, so we'll kind of blow through these relatively quickly. We've got Rupert and Scarlett, we're on first name basis. We've got Rupert and Scarlett sitting on one of these big dark vehicles, very imposing vehicle, very classic high class villain in an action film style. You see someone rolling up in like a black Humvee or something, or a black Range Rover, you know they're evil. So that's just how it goes. Scarlet, though, is our protagonist, and I believe Rupert is our antagonist. It appears at this point in time they're working together. I suspect the conflict will maybe come when it comes to the people stranded on the island, or it's revealed what Rupert and his company are really up to, but at the start of the film they appear to be in a cahoots, as they say. There's a little fun nod here though. You can see that camera on the right hand side hanging off the side of the car. It's not going to be part of the film, but as you can see, it's painted in those classic Jurassic Park tour vehicle colours, with the green and the yellow and the red striping. It may be more familiar colour wise and pattern wise with the night vision goggles that Timmy messes around with in the first Jurassic Park. It's also interesting to note there is a tennis ball on a stick right near Scarlet. Now, you do that typically so that actors have something to look at during a scene that is going to be added there in post. It's not necessarily a dinosaur, but in a lot of dinosaur scenes, it will be tennis balls on sticks and stuff like that, just so there's a very clear defined point where the head is, where the eyes are, and how your person is meant to react to that. So are we seeing raptors or something wild in New York City? It's kind of an introduction to that part of the film, as we just saw on the animal control poster. Potentially, there's something there that's going to be added afterwards anyway. We've got a few extra shots here. Again, we can see the tennis ball and Scarlet looking into the camera. She looks very pleased with herself. She looks in control. She's a happy lass. And there's really not too much else to say about the rest of these photos as we go through here. Just photos of them filming. Again, the vehicle, very imposing, villainous. It sounds daft to say that vehicles can be villainous, but that's a villainous vehicle right there. It also goes to show just the incredible amounts of technology and kit and manufacturing and rigmarole that goes into filming fairly basic scenes. I mean, look at the stuff on the front of this car and look at what they've had to do to the car to make it viable for filming. It's kind of crazy. Now that they've been filming publicly in New York City again, we may see more clips come about over the next few days, but I think the big thing really is that video of them hosing down the streets. I think that says a lot and ties into a lot of what we already know about the film, about their desire to save humanity with DNA, but also what we've heard before, and also just the feeling I get from this film so far of them being very trying to call back to the original trilogy and the books even, without bringing back the characters or being too nostalgic baiting. I think there's going to be a lot of hints to the wider canon that we haven't seen before. That's my impression of the film so far anyway. But exciting stuff, finally new images. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below, and I will see you lovely folks very, very soon. Throw me a like if you enjoyed the video. Thank you for joining me. Cheers much as always. Bye-bye.